Good morning. Welcome to CSL Dallas and our opportunity to be together this Sunday morning. We really have a beautiful, very uplifting and inspirational service, a celebration gathering for you here on Zoom. We have Rev Karen talking about money. We have Karen Drucker, special music from Karen Drucker. So it's a very upbeat and inspirational day. And yet we cannot start the day without acknowledging the escalation of the murder and hate crimes against Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, especially Asian American women, and the 8 that were killed here this last week. There's been 150% increase in crimes and hate crimes and the killing of Asian American Pacific Islanders. And it is as unconscionable and horrific and unacceptable as has been the slaughter of Black men and our people of color on the streets of the United States. And in our philosophy, science of mind, we understand that each and every person, all beings everywhere, are part of the whole. Actually, I'm going to read to you what Reverend Karen wrote. Every single one of us belongs in this universe, in this world, and in this country by the mere fact that we are here. There isn't a single one of us that is superior to another, for we are all magnificent, brilliant, individualized expressions of the one life. White supremacy and otherness is man-made. It is not divinely made. Any violence, hatred, suppression, or violation against anyone is also against me and you. I stand in solidarity and love with my Asian American brothers and sisters. I and we stand up, speak up, and act up in the name of boundless love, the power of love as life itself, until this disease is sent back to the nothingness from which it came, the man-made disease of caste, racism, and otherness. By Reverend Karen. So in this moment, sometimes we struggle with how do we be for things and not against things. We certainly feel the desire to stand up and speak out around racism and discrimination and the murdering of people because they are different from us and because we have been taught to fear them. And quite frankly, we have been taught to scapegoat them. And yet, in the science of mind, what we know is that we want to be for things. We want to have a vision of a world that works for everyone, a vision in which each and every person is not just tolerated, not just accepted, but truly celebrated as the individualized expressions of life that each and every one of us is, and the unique contribution that we each make to the infinite life, and that we are necessary for that infinite life to be fully expressed, and that each individual expression matters. Every life matters. And so today we stand for Asian American, Pacific Islander life. Matter. They matter. In this moment, we stand for these lives to matter because we recognize that as each group or group of people that are labeled or seen as other, as we lift them up and recognize that they matter, we bring everyone into alignment in that deep and profound celebration of diversity, inclusion, and equity. So I invite you to join me this morning for this prayer. If you would join with me and go within, take that deep centering breath, recognizing that there is one life, one love, one power in the universe. It is the infinite life, which is forever expressing through all of creation. Every star, every bird, every leaf, every flower, every person, every atom, every subatomic particle, the fabric of the universe, of the cosmos itself. This is the manifest body, of the one infinite life. And I and each person and our Asian American Pacific Islander brothers and sisters are part of that one life. Each an expression of love, each an expression of life, seeking to become a new way of being in the world. Each precious, each necessary. And so let us lift in our hearts and our minds this deep vision. Imagine a world in which every child is valued. Imagine a world in which we see the value of each person. Hold in our minds a mental equivalent of this extraordinary healing, the healing of fear, the healing of racism, the healing of scapegoating, the healing of the need to protect, the healing of any sense of separation, the healing of the rhetoric that would have us believe that somehow by our very coloring, the shape of our eyes or the shape of our nose says something about that we are superior, inferior. We sweep away the nonsense. We sweep away the separation. We sweep away the false beliefs that are lodged in the subconscious mind of the universal shared collective human consciousness. We sweep it away. We say, no, this is not the spiritual truth. And that there is beauty in difference, that there is joy in diversity, and that there is in power in our recognition of inclusivity. As our hearts mourn and bleed for those whose lives have been lost, as our hearts are saddened by those who are living in fear of their lives, by those who, and for our hearts that recognize how much fear has been generated, we stand witness to the spiritual realization of truth. We expect the spiritual realization to lead the way into this world that works for everyone. Because we need each other. We need each other for the fullness of life. And spirit needs each and every one of us to express itself. So today I affirm and declare that each one of us is committed to that inclusivity, to that celebration, and to the commitment to speak and act with dignity and love. I recognize that the law must manifest this over and above anything else. Principle is not bound by precedent, and in this moment, the healing has already happened. And it is already shifting consciousness. Grateful for this truth. I rest in it. I let it go. I let it be. And so it is. And to remember these deep and profound truths, let us come together with this beautiful reminder that we need each other in song.
I need you, you need me, we're all a part of God's body, stand with me, agree with me, we're all a part of God's body, it is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you
welcome. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning, and welcome to CSL Dallas, a center for spiritual living. Wow, that prayer and that video just about knocked me out.
I hear you,
Welcome.
Oscar.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to CSL Dallas, where we're all about being radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, and transforming lives. No matter how you found us, listen, you found us and you have found your tribe. You are loved, you are seen, and we welcome you here with us. Y'all, this morning we are so excited because we have the epic, the fierce and incredible Karen Drucker, you guys. She got 3 songs for us. It's going to be so great. So wherever you're watching us from, say hello to us. We can see you in the comments. We know that we love you. We see you. Welcome.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Oscar. Thank you so much. And, you know, I just love you. And I know that this has been a really trying week. So I'm loving you across the Zoom. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what an experience, like to hear that song for the first time and there's not a soul around us, right? That's just not ever really happened. So there is an opportunity for all of us locally to come together physically. Did you hear that? Physically outside on Easter Sunday morning. I expect you all to be there and so that we can see each other and look in each other's eyes. So Sunday, April 4th, we are pulling out all the stops. We have a professional team coming in for the sound and for the live stream. So if you cannot or choose not to be there physically, you can join us live stream, not to worry. But for those of us who are going to be in person, we have some very special things planned for you, things that we can't do inside in a sanctuary. That's all I'll say. And within the context of our Sunday celebration, the kids and the children will be with us and they too will participate and be able to do some amazing things. So Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m., please come early to find your seat. And we have a backup plan if the weather's not great, but everybody hold the vision that the weather is beautiful on Easter Sunday, and we will see you there, either in person or live stream. And we also are starting up our Wednesday night meditation and metaphysics with Dr. Petra, and we're excited about that. So starting April 7th, we will bring that back. We're going to bring back your favorite Wednesday night thing. You can join us on Zoom and ask questions, so stay tuned. We'll be giving you details about that. But I know so many people are happy to hear that our meditation and metaphysics is coming back.
Awesome. And the other thing that's coming back is May, we're going to be doing our annual spring Step Out in Faith. Our Step Out in Faith program is an opportunity for, as a community, for us to study and dive deeply together. So our Sunday morning celebrations are focused on the topics. We provide videos and material for our home study groups to meet weekly, and we dive in together. Our theme for Step Out in Faith this year is Spiritual Awakening, Raising Consciousness. So the first part of our Step Out in Faith program for our home study groups is we need hosts who are willing to gather either on Zoom or in person, very socially distanced or masked or everybody vaccinated for these home study groups. So there's 4 weeks that you'll be doing a home study group. So if you are interested in being a host, now this does not mean you need to facilitate. It means that you make sure that it happens and that you're present to run the video and just, be a benevolent presence as the group gathers. And so if you are interested in hosting, if you would like your Sangha or your current home study group to become a home study group for Step Out in Faith, in either case, please email Rev Patty at CSLDallas.org, where there's 2 weeks in which our hosts can sign up. So please do so. The other thing is we want to thank our volunteers We had our second volunteer party having to do with the flood and restoration. And we had a blast. All of these people, Willeen, Tom, Fran and Dale, Tina, Wayne, Sheila, Matt, Linda, Hannah, Sharon, Jimmy and Kyle, Tracy, Randy, Jim, Karen and Jeff, Debbie, Gary, Irving, Dennis, Bill, Fran, Jerry, Crystal, Reverend Marcia, Septima, Kathy, Lydia, Dan, O'Brien, and myself. We were there. It was a 2-hour just love fest. We were so happy to be together with so much love and gratitude for you guys coming in and helping with cleanup. We are moving forward. All of our carpets have been ordered. We are ordering our vinyl tile. We are definitely moving forward with the restoration. You will keep hearing news about that. So thank you again for answering the call. So much gratitude.
Wow. And speaking of answering the call, you guys, this is the moment where we get to talk about giving to CSL Dallas, because throughout this whole pandemic, not only have we survived, we have thrived together as a community. And it's because of you. It's because of you that we are able to give you spiritual content 24/7. We are here for you all the time because we love you, because we got your back, and because we know you got ours. And you guys, donating has never been easier. You can do it right now. You can see the Facebook chat. You can donate right on Facebook. You can text, or you can go to a website, CSLDallas.org. Whatever you give, no gift is too small. Know that I have never seen stewards of donations better than what we do here at CSL Dallas. We love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your gifts.
Yay. All right, and so here comes a fabulous, well, I'm not going to say anything more.
Yeah, don't say anything. Don't spoil it. It's going to be so good.
Here you go.
Seen the well-to-do up and down Park Avenue on that famous thoroughfare with their noses in the air, high hats and narrow collars, white spats and lots of dollars, spending every dime. What a wonderful time. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits, putting on the Ritz. Different folks who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, perfect fits, putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like a $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper, come let's mix with Rockefellers, walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst, putting on the Ritz. Boom, ba-doom, boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, boom. Oh, hello, Benjamin. Or should I say Benjamin? Reminds me of the little story of the $100 bill who bumped into the $1 bill on the cash register. $1 bill says, $100 bill, long time no see, how have you been? $100 bill says, you won't believe the year I had. First of all, I got cashed in on a winning lottery ticket. And from there, we were around the globe, cruises and special fine dining. And in Vegas, I was on the hottest run on the craps table. Can you believe it? What a year I've had. But how about you, little $1 bill? What have you been up to? $1 bill replies, oh, you know, same old, church, church, church. Dressed up like a $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper, come let's mix with Rockefellers, walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst, putting on the Ritz. Boom, boom. Ba-do-do. They say that seeing is believing, but I think they got it wrong. You see what you believe in. That's the meaning of the song. Or be careful what you ask for, because that's what you're going to get. How about when you've been asking, but you hadn't seen it yet? Observe the thoughts that occupy the mind. Connect the dots to the things you'd like to find. And when you pray, believe you have it. That's the teaching of the Master. And faith becomes the genesis of everything thereafter. Think it, feel it, see it, believe it, and soon we'll be putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Here we go. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper, come let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz.
Oh man, that is truly, I think, one of my favorite things, especially Joe Tinker. Oh my gosh, massive shout out. Thank you, Joe. That's something that we get to bring out whenever it's appropriate. It is appropriate for today, for sure. The universe is always, at all times, putting on the Ritz. I mean, it's got its top hat and its coat and its tails, and it's just showing itself off. I mean, think about it. It's springtime right now. The universe is showing itself off. Think of all the birds strutting and getting the attention of all the females, and, you know, just life itself. It's looking its best right now. It's springing forth. Everything is abundant. And this is the way that it is all the freaking time. Life is boundless. It's this expression that is limitless in every single way. It just puts on the Ritz all the time. I liken it to you Willy Wonka fans. I know there's a few of you out there like me. It's like the everlasting gobstopper. It just keeps giving and giving and giving and giving, and it doesn't go away. There's no depletion to it. It has no end to it. There's no edge to it. There's no limitation. So that's where I want to start, with our awareness that this universe is so abundant and it is unlimited in every single aspect and respect of this thing called life. Ernest Holmes says that if it were not abundant, it would have depleted itself a long, long, long time ago, and it hasn't. It's still here. Life itself is still here. And so it hasn't exhausted itself. If it wasn't abundant, the law would cease to function. And the law is functioning at all times and in through all things, everywhere present. Love would have lost its power, and we know that's not true. It's the greatest irresistible sweep there is, always has been, always shall be. And love, Ernest Holmes tells us, would, if it wasn't abundant, would have lost its power to harmonize and to heal. And thank goodness this boundless love knows how to harmonize and heal itself. He also tells us that thought and consciousness would have retreated to instinctive reaction. So instead, what do we find in this universe? He says that the fish in the ocean lay so many eggs that if they all hatched, the waters would overflow all the lowlands. And I don't know, I think about for all you sushi fans, you know, the fish roe, we'd just be all stepping on fish eggs. And so thank God they don't all hatch at the same time. And the stars in the heavens are truly beyond counting. And that's just in our galaxy. And that doesn't even begin to mention all the other galaxies far, far away and all those stars. So it's just like, it's from grains of sands to stars in the skies to leaves on the trees, he says. Nature is lavish, it's abundant, and it's extravagant. So this is how life is. This is how life works. This is how life shows up. And it's the way that life moves as love, law, thought, or thought, law, stuff, right? And so nothing in this universe ever stops. It's always moving, it's always expanding, it's always giving to itself, this unabashed giving. And everything is built on a boundless basis, drawn from a limitless source, and it comes forth from an infinite sea of unmanifest life. I love that by Ernest Holmes. Everything is built on a boundless basis, drawn from a limitless source, come forth from an infinite sea of unmanifest life. And we speak forth into this life and draw back from it all that we first think into it. So this life is always limitless. And the only thing that limits us is our inability at times to conceive of this limitless life mentally. That's what can limit us, is when we can't conceive of this limitless life in our own mental and feeling and our thinking and our capacity. What we're designed to do, like life is designed as, is to draw more and more and more from that limitless source. That's our nature. We are meant to draw from this wellspring of life that never runs dry. That's who we are and how we're made up. And so isn't it great when, I know for me, when it feels great when I'm in alignment with life and I'm moving as a flow of life. And so when my thinking is in alignment with how life actually works, then I'm drawing from this limitless, ever flowing, the gobstopper of life itself, always, always, and always. And how do we each do that? Well, that's what Ernest Holmes told us. We must speak it forth. We think it through. It's in our thoughts, our feelings, and we speak it forth. That's how it works. And as we speak it forth, then we draw from. We speak forth from the inside of us, and we draw from life itself, this limitless source that I call the divine oceanic substance. Here's another quote from Ernest Holmes. In the beginning, God conceived or thought substance. God then thought upon this substance and made form. This substance was within God. For where else could God go for this substance when there was nothing but God? So see, this is God, spirit, the universal presence, life itself. It conceives of a thought. That's what we do. This thought, this substance, whatever it is that it desires, whatever it is we desire. And then thought upon this substance, right? And it became form, because what else is it? And so God thought this substance, and it was made, he says. God thought upon itself and produced all that is. This you must know if here it comes, you will ever demonstrate money. Okay, wait. Money just came into this quote from Ernest Holmes. God thought this substance, and it was made. God thought upon itself and produced all that is. This you must know if you will ever demonstrate money. He says everything is of one ultimate substance. All substance is as indestructible as God, for it is all God. God's center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. So wait a second. Whoa, I was just reading along, and then all of a sudden this word money. So what does money have to do with this? And I think that's a great place to go, did my mind just go somewhere when Karen said that? So shout loudly because I can't hear you from here. Money is an outpicturing. It's a form. It's a substance of the outpicturing of the abundance of the universe. That's all it is. It's yet another symbol of the abundance of universe. And I know I've been reflecting on this, and I had a conversation with Petra yesterday, and I said, what are some of the things that you really think about when you think about Karen's abundance consciousness? And this was one of the things she mentioned. She's like, this is sort of a no-brainer for you. And I think it's a no-brainer for me because I have really held this thought for so long, constantly, consistently, that money is merely another form of the energetic of life itself. It's no different than anything else that I could think of in this universe that represents spirit, life itself. And so I've held that for so long that it is a no-brainer that it's an outpicturing of the substance of the universe. And that's what I want for you too, is for you to absolutely know that money is yet another form of the outpicturing of the abundance of the universe. Now, so it's just another expression. But we each must bring money into the spiritual connection and conversation for our own lives. It's not spirituality and money over here. It's one and the same. Spirituality is all that there is. Money is a part of it. And in our culture today, we absolutely need money. It's the way that we exchange things. It's the way that life expresses. It's like the giving and receiving of life expressing itself and giving to itself. And gosh, 2,000 years ago, it was sheep or something, right? And today it happens to be currency called money. That's the current of life. That's giving and receiving of itself at all times. It's like this flow, inflow, in, outflow, right? And yet money, for many of us, can tend to cause such anxiety. I want you to just take a moment, reflect back. Let's go even further than a year because it's been a unique past 12 months. However, just reflect back the past year, past 2 years, pick a time frame that you want to. And when you hold money and how you think about it throughout that time period, how much anxiety, stress has been a part of this in your life? Just think about that. Is there a lot of anxiety in your life with the thought or the action or the activity or not enough or whatever as it relates to money? Okay, you got that? You holding that? Okay. Now I want you to take that same time period, that same time frame, and I want you to think about something else. I want you to think about air. Oxygen. Think about that. Hold that for a second. How much anxiety and stress have you had in your life when it comes to air? Oxygen. Right? Is it different? You see, most of us tend to not even think about it because we have as much air as we need pretty much all the time. We tend to not even focus on it much. There might be a focus on it when we're each meditating, let's say, and we're focusing on our breath. We've been taught to do that. So, okay, we're focusing on our breath then, but pretty much not. If we go out and exercise and do something, now that it's spring, we get to go out and exercise more. Perhaps the breath gets a little faster. We might notice it then and go, oh, I need a little bit more air right now. But there it is, right? I need to, you see? Why is money and air perhaps different in your life? If it is, I'm going to guess that it could be for many of us. So this air is always present. It's always available to each and every one of us. And as I need it, it's there. The source of life called air is right here. Breathe it in, let it go. Breathe it in, let it go. Can't hold on to it too long. I got to let it go. I let it go. I get to breathe it in. See, it's this constant giving and receiving of life. Oxygen. And there's no anxiety. There's no stress in my life about air. And because I've thought on this topic for so long, there's no anxiety or stress in my life about money. And again, that's what I want for you. Ernest Holmes tells us that prosperity is the presence of God as ease. Ease. It is the ability to do whatever needs to be done at the instant of time it needs to be done. And so prosperity is a term, a larger term, than just money. Emma Curtis Hopkins, her definition of prosperity is having all that I need to do all that I want to do whenever I want to do it at any time in my life. And here it is. Prosperity is the presence of God as ease. So money is merely another expression of the body of God, of life itself. And that's the first thing I think that's significantly important, so that there is a greater expression of this current of life in your life, this currency, this current known as money. The second thing that I've come to understand and work with is that whatever enters into your life is but a material expression of some belief in your own mind. Emmett Fox says that in a really brilliant little book called Mental Equivalent. You can get that on Kindle for 99 cents if you don't have it. Whatever enters into your life is but a material expression of some belief in your own mind. And so mental equivalents are so significantly important. And having a subjective idea of the desired experience, we must bring ourselves to a greater vision. So if you want to have a greater experience of the abundance of life itself, to be able to really move about the cabin of your life and experience your life as you want to, there has to be a greater vision. And it has to grow beyond your present concept of what your current life is. And as we each induce a greater concept of this and have a grow in our mental equivalent, then we demonstrate more in our experience. because Emmett Fox says for everything in life, there has to be a mental equivalent. So that's the next thing, is we each must supply ourselves. We're the only ones that can do this for us, a greater mental equivalent. And as we do that, the thing must come to us. And without a mental equivalent, he says, it won't come. So for me, experiencing more money in my life is merely using the law, just like I do in other areas and aspects of my life. I use the law. So if you're using the law of life in your life really well, however you're applying it that way, apply it to money as well. It's not any different. I've demonstrated the mechanical use of the law in my life around money in my sales career. As I first came into Science of Mind in 2008 during the recession, made more money than I ever made in my life during the biggest recession that we had around that time. I demonstrated the law to sell my house in California to move to Dallas. I've spoke of those, so I'm not going to speak of those this morning. I just use the tools to manifest exactly what I want. I don't hedge on it. I don't fudge on it. I don't say, well, you know, I'll sell the home in California for no less than $1.3 million unless Spirit has a different idea. Or unless I'm not supposed to have it, or, well, I'm just going to allow it to unfold, whatever the house wants to sell for. I don't do that. And I'm inviting you not to do that either. So there are many areas in our life where maybe that's appropriate point of view to take, but not in the area of abundance and prosperity and the currency of life itself, the giving and receiving of that. I also, the other thing is I don't think I'm prosperous because I'm spiritual. Like there's some reward because I'm spiritual, now I'm prosperous. No, I'm just using the law. And so as we each understand how to use this law and not hold money as something different than everything else in life in this universe, then I can think clearly. You can think clearly about it. I can have feeling. I have feeling about the excitement of this beautiful thing coming in called money and financial abundance. And that'll lead to a demonstration. And it takes each of us in building a mental equivalent of what that looks like in our own lives. There's a phrase in the Bible, and that we quote a lot here in Science of Mind, as within, so without. In the Bible, the word within always means thought in the word. Within, thought, word. Without means manifestation, experience. As within, so without. As my thought, so my experience. It's time to have those thoughts within that says money is like everything else in life, like air. It's coming to me right here, right now, just as that in-breath is. Let's check out this great song by Karen Drucker.
Okay, CSL Dallas, it's time for you to sing with me now. This is my magic wand saying you can sing. It goes like this. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Got it? Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me. Keep doing that, okay? You keep doing that. Every time I open my heart, I receive all that I need, knowing that God is my source. I relax and let it go. And I know that money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. I got money. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Cash. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. I got money. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. And I have all I need. It's all inside of me. I just ask and let go, and we know that I am one with the flow. And I know that money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Let me hear you. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Cash. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. We're going to do this for about 4 more hours, just over and over. Coming to me easily and effortlessly. But just get it in your being now. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming. So much money. I make it. So much money. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me. Oh, money is coming to me. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me. Oh, so easily. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. So much money. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me.
Thank you, Karen Drucker. That was great. So there's a good mantra for you, right? So there's the third thing that I wanted to share. As a spiritual leader, and I trust for most of you, I'm one of your spiritual leaders. It's my duty to share with you things that really, really work. Just, if I know the one guaranteed thing that ensures that you could release all the weight you would want and get to your perfect ideal weight, and it works no matter what, boy, it is, I don't really know that, but if I did, I would be telling the world about it, right? When we know something works, I trust that you share it with the people you know and love. So the third thing I'm going to share with you is something that I personally absolutely knows works. And it's so interesting that so many people will come into resistance the moment I start talking about this and shy away. That's okay. We each are at choice. And what I can share with you is there were times in my life where I had a lot of stress and anxiety about money. I had a lot of it. And it was interesting because it didn't matter. Some people would think I was making a lot of money in comparison to a lot of people. But I was still stressed and anxious about it all the time. I can look back on my life now and see when that dramatically shifted. That dramatically shifted years ago when I was in the Episcopal Church and I made a decision to get to a place in my life where I tithed. There it is. I said the dirty word. And I think that there's so much baggage on that, that many of us won't attempt it. We just close off, oh, that's some preacher or whatever, just trying to get my money. And yes, in everything in life, there are human beings that abuse certain things. We can see it in every profession. We can see it in everything. And unfortunately, that keeps us from having a greater and grander experience in our own life if we see some examples or have experienced that. However, I digress and I'm coming back on point. I can tell you with certainty that when I came to the point where I was giving consistently large amounts of money away first to where I was spiritually fed, that was the time where I went from, before that, stress and anxiety, and I felt like I didn't have enough, to no stress, no anxiety, and I have more than enough. No matter what's going on in my life, more than enough. And so this is a very significant thing. What I love is there have been people in the community of CSL Dallas who've taken foundations, spiritual economics, Prosperity Plus, certain classes where this is truly talked about. And they made a decision, I'm going to attempt this and try this and see if this actually works. And I know who they are because they shared it with me. And I can see their life outpicture the same way. They're not stressed and anxious about money anymore. So I've been giving at least 10% of my gross income. That means anything that comes in that I receive, I've been giving it away for at least 20 years. And I've not been anxious about money. I'm now in a place in my life where I have zero debt. And, you know, I don't make six figures like I used to in abundance. However, I am with someone who does the same. We both tithe over 10% of our inflow. We give it out. And we have zero debt, no mortgages, no car payments, nothing. And I know that this is the reason, because we give away abundantly where we're spiritually fed. And then we actually give away money on top of that to other nonprofits, by the way, when we feel moved to do so. And so we are living in this thing called the law of circulation. And it's significantly important. If someone came to your house and you weren't expecting them, and it was dinner time, and when they walked in, you knew you had to feed them. Sometimes there's stress and anxiety about, is there going to be enough food tonight? I didn't know they were coming over, you know, family member or whatever, unexpectedly. Well, I know you're not going to give that family member leftover scraps. Like, feed yourself first, and then, oh, well, now I have a little left over. You want some dinner? That's not what we tend to do. We go, oh, come on in. I know that I have more than enough here, more than go around, and we sit down and we have a meal together. But for whatever reason, many of us give scraps away, or only when everything else has been taken care of, then here's a little where I'm spiritually fed. And what that does is it tells the universe, I don't think I have enough, so I'm going to wait to see if I have enough, and then I'll give something away. And the universe, all it's doing is mirroring back, you don't have enough. You don't have enough. But if before everything else, I go here, where I'm spiritually fed, here, the universe says, wow, you have more than enough. And that becomes my experience. So here I am, someone who makes well less than six figures, and I have never felt more prosperous in my life. I get to travel whenever I travel, I get to buy photography equipment whenever I want to, bought a second home, it's paid for, et cetera, et cetera. And I share this because I owe it to you for the sake of your life, and ask you to try this. You won't know if it works unless you try it. And so it's not 25 here, 25 bucks here, and 25 bucks there. It's a significant commitment. Doesn't have to be 10%. okay? But a significant commitment. It's a large, consistent financial giving first. And the universe says, you have so much, and that is the experience. So that's the third thing that is so significantly important. The three things that I've learned: the universe is abundant, it's limitless in every respect, it's in every form, shape, fashion, that includes money, that I must have a mental equivalent of what this looks like in my own life so I can speak it forth into this life and draw back that mental equivalent, because everything in my life is a mental equivalent. And as I give large amounts to where I'm spiritually fed, sacred giving, and I do that first, the universe says, oh my gosh, you have more than enough. And that is my experience. I get to have that experience in my life of a prosperous life. So that's what I wanted to share with you this morning. 3 of the most significant things that I know, so that I am in this energetic, this currency of life that is limitless, that never stops, and I get to exchange it just like air. Think of it like air anytime that I want to share and to use. Let's check out Karen Drucker one more time.
They say you can't take it with you when you go, no. So I'm gonna just enjoy myself and go with the flow. Oh yeah. So now we're gonna get down a little bit. I want you to dance with me now. Here's your part. Very easy. It goes, my money is like a bunny. It goes forth and multiplies. Send it out, let it go, comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing. I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny. It goes forth and multiplies. Yeah. Got it? Sing with me now. Here we go. Sing with me now. My money is like a bunny. It goes forth and multiplies. I send it out, let it go. It comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing. I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny. It goes forth and multiplies. Money, 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 money. My money is like a bunny, goes forth and multiplies. I send it out, let it go. It comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing. I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. Say you can't take it with you when you go, no. So I'm gonna just enjoy myself, go with the flow. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. I send it out, let it go, it comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing. I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. Money, money. All right, sing it out. Big time now. Here we go. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. I send it out, let it go, it comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing. I know God is my source. My money, like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth. Oh, multiply. Talk about that money, yeah. Money, 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 money. Just let it go. It's gonna come back. I got money, so much money, 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 money. And now money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to me.
Okay, I just love that. Thank you, Karen Drucker. I hope you had as much fun with that song as I did. I love that. And so if you want to really understand the truth of what things in the Bible mean, let's start with the Old Testament. You know, like I was mentioning, so within, so without, to really understand from a metaphysical standpoint what that means, you got to get in this class that Dr. Petra is teaching, the Bible and New Thought in the Old Testament. It starts Tuesday nights, March 23rd. You must have taken Foundations, but she is brilliant. Oh my gosh, you want to understand what the whole Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, she blew my mind. Get in that class and understand the ancient wisdom of the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, what it means from a metaphysical standpoint. I can't wait for y'all to be in that class. Oscar.
Speaking of blown minds, let's talk about habits. Oh my gosh, do you have a habit you want to break? Are you tired of working on it? Habits. So there are actually powerful tools and spiritual techniques that combine ancient wisdom with modern science and psychology that you can learn and you can use. And guess what? Dr. Petra has been teaching these exact principles for years all over the country. And now it's your turn. So March 25th, Breaking Habits, 7 to 8:30, taught by Dr. Petra and Chris Miller. Get off the merry-go-round. You get to choose your own path. So start with this class, you guys. Don't miss it.
Yay, I hope to see you in both of those classes. So there's also a class for people who are brand new to CSL Dallas and the Science of Mind. It's called Keys to Spiritual Path, to your spiritual path. What does it mean to be on the spiritual path? And so this is taught by Reverend Patty and our licensed practitioner and spiritual coach, Bibi Gafour. And it's an opportunity to kind of just get the lay of the land, learn a little bit more about what it means to be on a spiritual path, to have an experience of the divine infinite reality, and to learn a little bit more about what we teach here. So if you're new to us, please do check it out. Learn about how to be spiritual without any religious dogma. I know lots of us, we're not interested in the whole church religion experience. And this class will give you some insight about how we walk that path together here at CSL Dallas.
Awesome. And then on April 6th, that's Tuesday, April 6th, 7 to 9:30, we have a class called 7 Spiritual Laws to Success. So this course is designed to present these laws talked about by Deepak Chopra, Dr. Deepak Chopra, and provide tools to assist in understanding our true nature in relationship to these laws. Each class starts with a video taught by Deepak Chopra himself to a live audience, and it's led by Doree Breedlove. Do not miss this course, you guys. It's going to be awesome.
So as you can see, we are big on education, right? The inspiration is really important. Our spiritual practice is really important. And how we really do the deep dive is education. And if you haven't been in a class this year during the pandemic, now is your time, right? If nothing else, it keeps us honest with our spiritual work. So find the class, jump in, and anywhere at csldallas.org, you can find out more information. So we're going to sing this service out with one last song from Karen Drucker. I love the way that Karen and Karen together make money less of a heavy, difficult topic, right? It is actually light and joy-filled, and it is a powerful expression of our spiritual truth. So we're going to close this with the with the song, and then you can hop over into the practitioner room with our licensed spiritual coach, and they will coach you and support you in growing in this area or any other area that you want to grow and manifest and demonstrate more. So the link is in your chat, and you can join them as soon as our celebration is over. So we're going to close out now one last time with the fabulous Karen Drucker. Have a beautiful day.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I ever need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything that I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Sing that with me now. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Let's go to love. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Let's go to peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Let's go back to God. God is my source. Yeah, God is my power. God gives me everything I need. Yeah, so I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Repeat that line. God gives me everything